Hello everyone, I am Demented Kirby, and welcome to my channel, The Commander Tavern. The Commander Tavern is a channel dedicated to my favorite Magic the Gathering format. The Brewery is a series on this channel showcasing my spicy brews and other deck techs. On this episode of The Brewery, I'll be discussing my take on a commander from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Gisa the Hellraiser, as narrowly voted on by viewers. If you like this deck or any of the cards I'll be mentioning throughout the video, please consider using my TCG Player affiliate link when purchasing those cards. You can find that link down in the description. It'll really help out the channel at no extra cost to you. But the very best way you can help support the channel is with my Patreon. There are plenty of perks for being a patron, such as early access to certain videos, exclusive deck techs, gifts, and more for as little as $1. You can also become a channel member for just 99 cents. Show off your support with a logo next to your name and exclusive emojis. Or you can always just support my channel for free by simply liking, subscribing, and sharing, which also helps out a lot. I put out a video every Monday, so you don't want to miss out. You can join my Discord server for free if you want to join the Commander Tavern community. All pertinent links are down in the description. Alright, let's get back to the episode. Gisa is a 4/4 human warlock with ward for 3 generic and 2 black. The 2 mana part of the ward could matter more often than not, the life not so much in a commander game. That being said, ward 2 mana 2 life is better than nothing. In any case, she gives skeletons and zombies you control +1/+1 and menace, making her a clear lord for these creature types. On top of this, she has a triggered ability that creates 2 tapped 2/2 zombie rogue tokens. While this only triggers once per turn, there are plenty of ways to commit crimes each turn in mono black, so that isn't an issue. Considering she creates and pumps zombies, we can all guess the direction I took this deck in. Since Gisa is a lord, let's get the rest of them out of the way before seeing the rest of the zombies and skeletons in the deck. Death Baron, Liliana's Devotee, Lord of the Accursed, Lord of the Undead, Death Priest of Merkle, Risen Executioner, Tomb Tyrant, Undead Warchief, Liliana's Mastery, and Mikaeus the Unhallowed all pump the zombies and or skeletons in the deck, with Mikaeus being an overachiever and pumping all non-humans we control. They all have their other uses as well, such as the Baron also granting Death Touch for combat trades, the Devotee and Death Priest creating tokens off of death triggers and mana, amongst others. Lord of the Undead can recover a zombie, which is incredibly useful here, and Mikaeus giving our non-humans Undying is also super clutch. The deck is very aggressive, so having payoff for being aggressive as well as protections for it is super important. This is why Unholy Grotto and Volrath Stronghold are in the deck. Not much to say here, considering they're essentially auto-includes in any zombie deck. That being said, the Stronghold can be a bit pricey, so consider getting the gold bordered version for it if you wanted to. Hancock Ghoulish Mayor also pumps our other zombies equal to the amount of counters he has, which might be his only counter from Undying, but then he becomes like any of the other lords in that respect at minimum. Zombie Master doesn't pump power and toughness, but at least it gives Swamp Walk and regeneration. Just be careful, since this will also help any opponents with zombies of their own. Hopefully, Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth is in play along with it in time to kill the other zombie player, or maybe the entire table all at once, since your zombies will be unblockable. Same with having Filth in your graveyard. This is very easy to achieve since you can just kill it or sacrifice it if you had it in play first. You can use Shizo Death's Storehouse to give a legendary creature some type of evasion too. Best of all, if you're not going to swing a legend at an opponent, or maybe they have black and or artifact creatures, you can also use it to commit crimes since it can target any legendary creature. Keep in mind when you want to commit a crime outside of your turn to consider this. Same with Urborg, in this case Tower of Sirith Ungol, since it's much cheaper. You can target a creature without First Strike or Swamp Walk, meaning that you're still committing a crime. These are great to use outside of your turn and without taking up any space in your deck, since both can tap for black mana. As a bonus, you can still technically use Urborg in the deck since Zombie Master gives Swamp Walk to all zombies. So if you happen to be in such a situation, take it away from an opponent's zombie for that once-in-a-lifetime response. Urza's Cave is included because of how important Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth is for the deck. All your lands are swamp, which matters for Filth and Zombie Master, but it's also going to matter for some of the deck's mana acceleration like Cryptghast and Nirkana Revenant. Being able to tap your swamps for extra black mana makes the deck play so much faster. Not only that, but you can also drain all opponents with Extort thanks to the gas, and possibly one-shot an opponent with the Revenant's Mana Sink ability. Liliana of the Dark Realms emblem is also amazing with Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, since all your lands would be able to tap for quadruple black mana. Granted, you have to get there. Fortunately, she can get you a swamp straight to your hand from your library while gaining loyalty, but we'll see the rest of the deck's mana acceleration later. She also has Interaction as her -3 ability, which not only gets rid of a creature, but you commit a crime when doing so. She's amazing here. Well, so are many other Lilianas. I mean, I guess we can see the other two while I'm running in the deck. Now's as good a time as any. Liliana the Last Hope is a great way to ensure always committing at least one crime during your turn thanks to her +1 ability. When playing the deck, I essentially never use her -2 ability since I don't need to mill and I have other ways to reanimate and recover creatures. That only plussing her gets you her emblem, which is insane in a zombie deck like this one. The emblem gives you X+2 zombies at the beginning of your end step, where X is the amount of zombies you already control. So even if you have 0, you'll still get 2. Liliana Dreadhorde General is possibly the best one just because of her triggered ability. Whenever a creature you control dies, you draw a card. The deck is very aggressive, but there is also plenty of ways to sacrifice creatures at will. Her +1 also gives us fodder in the form of a 2/2 zombie. With enough lords in play, this will rarely ever be a 2/2. Her -4 is a global effect, so it's not a crime, even if it does screw over the Voltron player. Her ultimate is not the goal of running her, but it can be devastating in the right situation. Alright, so we saw all the lords and some other key interactions of the deck. How about the rest of the zombies? Well, look no further than Tainted Adversary, Rise of the Dreadmarn, Wand of Orcus, Endless Ranks of the Dead, Death Tyrant, Ghoulcaller Gisa, and Gisa's favorite shovel. The Adversary is a great mana sink considering all the mana the deck can generate. Death Tyrant also gets pumped for being a skeleton, but best of all, rewards us for going aggro with our tokens since we can replace our zombies when they die in combat, but can also get a zombie when opponents' blockers die. Don't forget about this trigger when opponents are attacking into each other either. It can also self-reanimate, which is amazing. Rise of the Dreadmarn has the potential of getting us infinitely many zombie tokens, but we'll see how later. Just make sure you don't forget you have it foretold when someone wipes the board. Or your commander also makes tokens, so let's not forget about her. Amulet of Vigor makes sure those tokens enter untapped. This card is a bit pricey as of the making of this video, but fortunately it's not necessary for the deck to run, it's just a nice little bonus. As for triggering Gisa, we can do so for free with Bojuka Bog since it doesn't take up a slot on the deck. Not only are you making that Reanimator player regret their decisions, but you're also committing a crime. Rishadan Port and Tower of the Magistrate also take up only land slots in the deck while also helping us commit crimes outside of our turn. The port is amazing to lock down lands like Gaia's Cradle, Nykthos, Cabal Coffers, etc. during an opponent's upkeep, which is also committing a crime. The tower is amazing to deal with creatures with equipment or in response to them about to be equipped. So, it's evil and unexpected. Definitely a crime. Labyrinth of Skophos and Maze of Ith are also lands, but don't be fooled by Maze of Ith. It does not tap for mana, so it does take up a slot on the deck. That being said, not only do these lands protect us from a huge threat, but we're committing a crime when we do. Demolition Field, Field of Ruin, Strip Mine, and Wasteland are some others that don't take up slots on the deck, but don't be blowing up lands all willy-nilly. Especially since the last two do not replace themselves, so you'll also be down on land. That being said, some lands need blowing up, so do so while also triggering our commander. Embalmer's Tools is another amazing way to commit a crime each turn. All we have to do is tap a zombie to target our opponent. It might seem like we're not milling out an opponent anytime soon, but if we're facing Pillow Fort decks, we can turn our army of zombies into millers. Or perhaps we can mill out all opponents after all. The deck is running Gravecrawler. In order for this to work, we need our trusty Phyrexian Altar and at least one other zombie in play. We sacrifice Gravecrawler for 1 black mana, then we use that to get it back from the graveyard. We can tap it to mill the opponent with the tools and then do it all over again. Yes, I know this is a 3-card combo, but the deck has plenty of other more viable payoffs with the Gravecrawler Altar combo. With Noxious Ghoul, we're able to wipe the entire board of all non-zombie creatures, hopefully making way for us to win that way in case our creatures aren't unblockable yet. If nothing else, we keep our opponent's boards free of creatures. Plague Belcher and Revengeful Dead end the game on the spot since opponents will lose 1 life with each iteration of the combo. And these 3 payoffs are still amazing on their own since they still provide incremental value. Notwithstanding, Crowded Crypt can get infinitely many counters thanks to the combo, which will give us indefinitely many zombie tokens when sacrificed. It can also get incremental value as the game progresses, while also providing mana acceleration as a mana rock. Oh, and don't forget about indefinitely many zombie tokens thanks to Rise of the Dreadmarn, like I mentioned earlier. For all effects and purposes, Gravecrawler is dying indefinitely many times. Then just tap Crashing Drawbridge to make all of your zombies able to attack that same turn to end the game. We can make further use of our seemingly endless zombie horde thanks to Undead Augur and Crypt Breaker. Each time a zombie dies, we draw a card at the cost of 1 life, or we can tap down 3 zombies for the same effect. Crypt Breaker can also create zombie tokens in a pinch, and is a great way at getting filth in the graveyard for it. Archjewel of Thraben can also provide a sort of card advantage so long as that top card is a zombie card. Or you can also filter it away if you don't want to draw into it either. Bandit's Hall also provides synergistic card draw since it gets counters each time we commit a crime. Unfortunately, it triggers only once a turn, but that's not so bad with this deck. As a bonus, it also functions as a mana rock for the deck. Castle Loch Dwayne and War Room provide card advantage without taking up slots in the deck. Just keep your eye on your health meter when using them. Call of the Ring, Phyrexian Arena, and Black Market connections also provide card advantage for the deck, but just for reaching our upkeep step. While there aren't any hoops to jump through, we'll still need life to draw cards, just like mono black decks tend to do. Exquisite Blood is included to bypass the amount of life we lose throughout the game. While its other half is absent in my build, you can definitely include Sanguine Bond in yours if you want to. However, with how aggressive the deck is, gaining a ton of life each time we hit opponents is amazing all on its own, especially with effects that pain opponents. Not only with the previously mentioned Plague Vulture and Vengeful Dead, but with cards like Exsanguinate and Grey Merchant of Asphodel. On their own, they already have the potential to end games, especially with sacrificing and recurring Grey Merchant of Asphodel multiple times in a turn with something like Gravespawn Sovereign. Not only is this amazing with Grey Merchant and a sacrifice outlet with enough zombies, but you can also realistically just reanimate any creature from any graveyard. This card is so busted here because not only can you steal the best creatures opponents have in their graveyard, but doing so is also committing a crime. So good. Even more so with Corpse Harvester. The deck has so many ways to win and be a thorn in opponent's side that having this means having access to Grave Merchant and Gravespawn Sovereign since they're both zombies. You can also get Gravecrawler once you have Phyrexian Altar. If that wasn't enough, you're also getting a Swamp into your hand. Insane card here. Going back to mass pain effects, the deck is running Shepherd of Rot and Gempal Preluder to deal pain on their own but don't gain us life unless we controlled Exquisite Blood. But imagine how satisfying it is to tap down Shepherd of Rot with enough life to not die, but with Exquisite Blood out. The amount of life gained is insane. Piranha Marsh and Sunscorched Desert also bring the pain, but not as impressively as the previously shown effects. However, there are yet more lands that provide free ways of committing crimes, all without taking up slots in the deck. Invasion of Innistrad also has us commit a crime when it enters the battlefield. It can realistically take care of pretty much any creature on it with that -13/-13. However, when it transforms, we have yet another source for zombie token creation, and we commit crimes when we activate it. Since this is at instant speed, we can do this each turn. Bonus points for disrupting graveyard decks. The deck is still running non-synergistic interaction in the form of Toxic Deluge and Damnation. While we hope to have the most imposing board at the table, maybe we're not. So it's good to have at least some backup in case the board needs wiping. That being said, Kindred Dominance in Garruk's Wake and Plague Wind are obviously included. These are super easy to cast in the deck and are essentially one-sided board wipes. If our board isn't unblockable, we can simply get rid of blockers before attacking. Cabal Coffers and Nykthos Shrine to Nyx are some of the reasons why these are so easy to cast. While the deck has Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth and 13 basic swamps, the Coffers cannot tap for mana on its own, so do not count it as a land slot when building the deck. Ancient Tomb and Soul Ring are naturally included, but it's efficient how they can tap for what we need to activate Coffers and Nykthos. Wayfarer's Bauble, Navigation Orb, Burnished Heart, and Canoptic Wraith are some more ways of ramping lands in the deck. Unlike the previously shown effects that get swamps into our hand, these get them straight to the battlefield. This is much better than artifact-based ramp, even though the deck has a couple. Jet Medallion isn't a mana rock per se, but it's essentially giving us one generic mana for each black spell we cast here. There's a reason it's so expensive. Ashness Altar turns our zombies into 2 colorless mana, which is amazing for swinging in with our entire board, and then sacrificing all those tokens afterwards into a game-ending Exsanguinate. Last but not least is Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, and Champion's Helm to help protect our key creatures. The deck runs just fine without its commander, and there's plenty of overlap with the zombie lords. However, being able to protect a creature like Corpse Harvester means ending the game that much faster. This brew is just an idea of how to build around Gisa the Hellraiser. What I love about Gisa is that she's an amazing legend, but even with building a deck around her, her effects are so widespread that the deck has enough redundancy to function without her if it came down to it. If you're interested in the deck list of this spicy brew of mine, you can find a link to it down in the description. I would like to thank all my patrons for supporting me, and a quick shout out to all my higher tier patrons, the Brewers, for their patronage. I'd also like to thank anyone using my TCG Player affiliate link. That also helps out the channel. I also want to thank any channel members. Your membership is greatly appreciated. And for everyone who voted on which video to put out today, even though the tally was so close. And to everyone, thanks for watching this episode of The Brewery on the Commander Tavern. I am the Man at Kirby, and happy brewing.